Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so thrilled to go to the San Francisco Orchid Show once again. I have not been there in so long, and there was also the pandemic, which I believe they didn't do it for a while, but I'm so excited to be back, and it's as beautiful as I remember it. It also got quite a few different vendors that has way more non-orchid plants than before, so I'm super thrilled to see them. But I wanted to just show you what's on display. So the displays this year, of course, they're just so beautiful. There are a lot of orchids. They're so gorgeous, and I got to bring my friend with me. She does not grow any orchids. She didn't have any orchids, so it was a way for me to just introduce them to her, and she was very thrilled. And her dad actually has some orchids, so she was able to take some photos and send it to her dad just to show them to her dad. But I was just so excited to see all the orchids again. I lost a few orchids, but I was able to grab a few more. So this year is Orchid Maskquerade, and so they kind of played off their idea of the mask, so that's why they hung a few masks on the orchids. It was kind of scandalous. Just kidding. But it's really cute, and my friend absolutely loved some of the orchids. She thought that they were just so different because she didn't really think that they could look like that. But they were just so amazing, and I just love them. And the vendors, they were just so nice. I walked around. There were so many people there, though. So I actually came kind of early on the first day, which was a Friday, and look at how amazing this one is. But yeah, I think that particular one, everyone was just flocking over. Now this one was actually from a place right across the street from this building, and this one, the plants are actually mostly non-orchids, and these I actually got quite a few plants from the vendors, and these are like the little itsy bitsy little orchids, and they're so adorable. I just love these one. The paps are just so awesome, and my friend is just loving these ones. They're so huge, and she just absolutely loved um, the shape of the flowers. She thinks that the puffs are just really funky looking. um, but yeah, like I was looking for specific ones, the more fragrant ones, but there were some that I wasn't able to find when I was going through the different vendors. And also, I have to say that there are quite a few people there. Honestly, there were so many people that my friend actually was a little bit, or she was having a bit of anxiety because of just how packed it was. And if I was going by myself, I think I would have been there a little bit longer, but because I was a bit concerned about her, I just left a bit early. But I like to do like double and triple checks on all of the vendors just in case I miss something.
Alright, so this is what I got from the orchid show. I actually have two more plants that I purchased for my friend who went with me as a thank you because she had to endure my long shopping trip. And they are not shown here, but she is new to orchids, and I thought I could get her two little Phalaenopsis, actually a Sedirea japonica, which is like a really tiny little guy. and it's fragrant, so I thought she could get started on that. She has medium light in her apartment, so I thought that could be helpful for her. So let's get started on what I got. So these two are actually the same. So these are the Sedirea japonica. This is the bigger one and this is the smaller one. There was a deal where there was a mix, so 3 of the smaller ones were 3 for $30. So I just got 2 of the Sedirea japonica, and this is the Neofinetia falcata, and so I got these 2, and then one of the Sedirea japonica I gave to my friend. So I got these 2, and then this big one was $20, so I got a bigger one for myself. I think I might just keep these separately, and I'm not going to repot or anything, but these are in dire need of water. So these are a little bit on the dry side. Some of the leaves are very dry, and this is very light. And I forgot to get a label for this, unfortunately. And then they ran out of all of the variegated ones, and then there were they ran out of variegated ones for this, and then their variegated ones for these were about like 400. They were all different different varieties. They were really, really expensive. So this one is one that I got for myself. This was $30, and I thought I would also get one for my friend. This is it's just a cross. It's not a species, but this is the Phalaenopsis Alberla, and this has it's white with large purple spots, and I decided I would pick this one for my friend also because look at all the spikes on this one. So because it's a phal, it doesn't need extremely bright light, and I thought that would be good for her to grow in her apartment. And then just all of these spikes and the potential for a lot of flowers long term as well. See that, like, they can grow multiple spikes at the same time, and it's so like the flowers can continue to grow on the spikes. But hers, the one that I picked for her, actually has 2 keikis on it. So I gave her a better one where there were 2 keikis on 2 separate flower spikes. And then I think for the one for her, there's actually another new flower spike on the side. So mine doesn't have that. Mine just has new flower spikes right here and just here. But hers, there was a lot more potential. So this one is also in dire need of watering, but there's no newer like flower spikes down below, I don't think. But she also loves purple, so I thought that would be a good option for her. Now, let's see here. This is the bellina, and this is actually a cross of the red apple and the alba. And this is seed grown for $30. It's from the same vendor, and I think I had a bellina before, but I killed it. It was in the greenhouse. It got way too cold, and then it rotted. So this time, what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna grow all of my phals indoors, and that is why I purchased very little this time. I just kind of picked and chose like very specific ones. I loved a lot of the philodendrons, like the big ones with the big leaves, but I decided I just didn't have the space anymore, and there's going to be a lot of changes inside of my household, so I just really could not purchase a lot. So these little guys are gonna be basically my splurge, and they're gonna be inside the house so I can actually enjoy them and not kill them. Anyway, so this one is a Equestris, and this was actually recommended to me by the vendor. She picked it out because she was telling me about how if I was into like smaller phals that I might be interested in this, and I believe this might be the one that one of the flower spikes actually broke in transit, which is kind of too bad. So let's see here. Yeah, see, there's that one that kind of broke in transit. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a purple-ish color. But she recommended that one to me, so I'm really excited to have it bloom. And these are a little bit on the dry side too. So after I film this, I'm gonna go and put them in their proper I'll find pots for them and water them. And next up is a nut. This is the last phal, promise you. Woo! Oh, that one was stuck. I'm sorry. This is the stuartiana, and this one also has a flower spike, which is super exciting. So this one I used to have once. It never actually, I can't remember if it ever flowered for me. Now the flower isn't amazing, but I am excited about it because it is fragrant. So I just like this one. I am very excited to smell it, and I just absolutely love the plant. Now this is the last orchid I have. This is the Schomburgkia, and this is a Schomburgkia thomsoniana. Actually, this is a kind of small one. This is actually only my second one, and I decided that, you know what, there aren't that many vendors who sell these. It's strange, but yeah, they're not super popular with orchid growers. So but this one is the only one that's gonna go into the greenhouse, because this one will be able to survive in the crazy bright sunlight and you know, like really hot atmosphere and cold atmosphere inside of the greenhouse. So this guy will eventually be moved into the greenhouse. I'm excited for it. But yeah, okay, so actually I am the most excited for my two non-orchid plants. Now I actually was wanting to blow all my money on non-orchids this time. They had so many non-orchids there, and I wanted so badly to buy all of them up, but I only got two of the ones that were on my wish list for a long time, because the other ones were so expensive. Well, actually these are so expensive too, but one of the ones that I wanted was about $450, which was really outrageous. And I mean, it was really beautiful, but I just could not afford that. I guess I could have just gotten one plant, you know. So this is the Monstera Obliqua. This is a type of Swiss cheese, but it is not the same as the regular Swiss cheese that are sold at the store. This is, you can see that the leaves are longer, so it's skinnier and it's longer. The holes are a lot larger, so the leaves, there's not a lot of leaf, but there's a lot of holes. See there? and this was actually $150, and this was from Peru. I so wanted some of the philodendrons, but they were so big. I love big plants, but I just couldn't. I don't have any more space for them. They were so beautiful. I love big leaf plants. All right, so the next one is the same one, except this is the even more rare. This is the variegated version. So this is the Monstera Obliqua, but the variegated form, and this is extremely rare. So they have the type where the variegation has white spots, and then they have the one where the variegation is kind of speckled like this, and this was even more expensive. This is this was $220. So this was actually my first purchase, and it was the only one I saw there. And I did come not like at the I didn't come right when they opened, so maybe there were other ones as well, but this was so rare. And they had other Monsteras too. They had the Monstera albo, they had the Monstera what is it, Thai constellation, which I already have, and fortunately it's still alive. But this one was on my wish list for such a long time, and so I splurged on this, and I just had to get it. Of course, I could have just, like, you know, not get any of this and gotten the $450 one, but yeah, I decided not to, so because these were on my wish list for quite a long time. So yeah, so my plan is to just grow these, and hopefully I just need to get it like big enough that I can enjoy it. And these will also be growing inside of my house. I need to like make space for it, and it needs bright and direct light. I'm going to, once it gets a little bit taller, I will put a little wooden stick or a bamboo stick so it can grow and attach itself to that, because these are vines, so they will want to climb onto something. So that one and that one. So these are actually my rarest too. So I love them so much, right? They're so cute. Okay, yeah, I've actually branched out to non-orchids. As you guys can probably tell, I've started collecting rarer non-orchid plants because I just love like variegated leaves on non-orchid plants. So they're just so awesome. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Thanks, everyone.